Testing one, two, three. All right, there we go. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that, man. I hope Ustream don't start tripping out, man, because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about tonight, and Ustream be on that bullshit sometimes. So I got to monitor the screen and make sure that the bandwidth is correct on this thing. So sorry about that, family. Some Ustream, they're on that bullshit. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about the Aaliyah movie. I'm about to talk about that in a minute. But again, I'm glad to have everybody back in. Come on in the room, everybody. The room is filling up. Hopefully we don't have too many technical difficulties and all that. And again, like I said, I want to thank all the people who came out to my lecture in LA yesterday. Great turnout, man. The people were wonderful. It was all gravy. And let me see who's up in the chat room. We got a lot of folks up in the chat room right now. The chat room is filling up. People are piling up in it. And like I said, we're going to talk about that Aaliyah movie in a minute. And we might have a new Crispy show later on in the show today, by the way. Again, let me let the room get to about 1,000 people. Then I want to get into the whole Aaliyah thing. Because I know social networking, they've been going in on that. Social networking, the social networks, they've been going in on that. Before I get into all that, shout out to my man Jason Black, the movie 7 a.m. That's coming pretty soon. 7 a.m. Y'all look that up on Facebook. 7 a.m. That's the new movie by Jason Black. I saw some clips of it, man. They're dropping some heavy, much-needed economic game in the movie 7 a.m. So when that drops, you guys, it's mandatory for you to see that movie, man. They're dropping heat. Umar Johnson is in it. Claude Anderson is in it, man. It's much needed information about what we need to do to get our financial game up, man. So movies like that, man, we got to support them so we can continue to make movies like that, dropping that hot fire. So 7 a.m. by Jason Black. That's going to be coming out pretty soon. I need to find the website to that. Is there an official site? If you guys have a site, please post that up in the chat room. Check it out. Search it on Facebook, 7 a.m. movie. Search it on Twitter, 7 a.m. movie. But it's going to be on and popping. And like I said, family, if you can't see or hear me, just refresh your page. And hopefully that will clear everything up. But when we get to 1,000 people in the room, that's when I'm going to talk about the movie. That's when I'm going to talk about the Lifetime movie, and people have been going in on that. Don't forget to go to melanoidnation.org. Melanoidnation.org. It's up and running, man. I'd like to thank everybody who's donated to Melanoid Nation, man. We came out the box blazing, brother. So with Melanoid Nation, that's popping. We got some good things we're going to start doing around Christmas. I want to put together like a food and a toy drive. Hold on, let me allow links real quickly. Hold on. Because there's a lot of things. I'm allowing links. Okay, put that link up again, brother. Around Christmas, I want to have a food and toy drive. What I want to do, and I need some brothers and sisters to help volunteer with a lot of this stuff too. I want to connect with some bookstores in certain cities where we can actually have the canned goods and the toys where people can go pick up everything. Thank you very much, Sid Black. The website is 7ammovie.com. 7ammovie.com. Y'all go to 7ammovie.com. But what I want to do with the nonprofit organization, we want to put together a food drive. Probably what I would do is have different cities simultaneously have drives, for, like do it a one-day event. We'll have something at one of the bookstores we're connected with in Chicago. Have something at my man's bookstore, Nubian bookstore in Atlanta. Have people come in there. We got to pick a day. Probably have something at one of the bookstores out here in Long Beach. I'm connected with a lot of people out here in the book game. Find a book distributor in New York or somewhere, or a venue where people can go for one day to pick up canned goods and toys. So we need to politic on that and see how we can flesh that out. So brothers and sisters who want to volunteer, hit me up at info@tariqelite.com or melanoidnation@gmail.com. Yeah, we might have to get it popping down in St. Louis too. And shout out to my writers, man. A lot of brothers and sisters have been working with us, getting stories popping on the Melanoid Nation website. Great articles, man. We're bringing that heat. We're bringing that heat in some of those articles, man. So check those articles out at melanoidnation.com. We put up an article yesterday about Darren Wilson because, again, a lot of people are saying that the grand jury is deliberating and they might not indict Officer Wilson, and that's a very high probability. And one story we put up on melanoidnation.org, I keep saying com, but it's .org, melanoidnation.org. One story we put up, I want you guys to check it out. You know how they kept saying that Mike Brown attacked Darren Wilson and he beat him up, and the cops were saying that Darren Wilson had all these bruises and his face was all swollen? We put a video up on melanoidnation.com of Darren Wilson right after the encounter with brother Mike Brown. Darren Wilson didn't have a damn scratch on him. Go look at the video. There's not one scratch on Darren Wilson. No bruised face or nothing. So again, they're playing that little con game. They throw a lie out there, and then all the white supremacists rally around that lie. And I want to see how they weasel out of this one. Because the video shows that Darren Wilson, I think he's coming out of a police station and he's going to the they made him go to the hospital so they can build this story around him getting beat up and all that. But you can clearly see the man doesn't have a swollen face, none of that. None of that. So we got to understand how this game, it rolls. We got to understand how this game works out. All right, we're almost at 1,000. We're getting heavy up in here. We're almost at 1,000. But again, some other things that we're going to do with Melanoid Nation family, because we're set up, the nonprofit corporation, it's set up to give microloans to people who want to start little businesses or any kind of business. And you know, microloans, we can give out like $2,000 here, probably $5,000 here, $3,500 there. And what I want to do, we want to have a set of brothers or sisters or people who are trying to legitimately get a business off the ground to put together a business proposal and a video of you selling your idea. Let us know what you're trying to do and if you're serious about it. And what we'll do, I will start playing the videos here live on Ustream, and then you, the listeners, can help me judge and figure out who's the best person to give a microloan to, whose business might be something that's tangible. You understand what I'm saying? So we might do that pretty soon as well. And I'm thinking about doing that around January. Your 2,000 ain't enough to start a real business, nigga. Let me tell you something. You can start a business with $2,000. We give microloans, brother. It's a microloan business. I mean, it's a microloan investment. Let me tell you something, dude. Master P got his empire started with $10,000. Now, that's a few dollars more than $2,500 or $5,000, but all it takes is a little money. Master P, he's told this story a lot of times. He got like I think his granddad died or something, or somebody gave him some insurance money. They gave him some insurance money. He started a record store. He started a record store. 10,000 is more than 2,500. Not really. Not really. Not really. Because I think we're set up to give, I think the most we can give is 5,000. The most we can give is 5,000. So 10,000, if you can get 2,500, you can get 10,000. You dig? If you can't flip that, you shouldn't even be in business then. Because businesses are for people got that who can hustle, dude. Businesses are for people who can hustle. That's what I'm saying, Rollo. If you can't flip 2,500 or 2,000, you ain't hustling. You don't know how to hustle. You don't know how to. You ain't hustling, and you're the person that we don't need to give the money to anyway. We need some people who got some great ideas. They just don't have any access to capital. They might be struggling right now. They're trying to get something off the ground. But 2,500, $3,000, you can get something started with that, man. Dude, you give somebody with a good idea, you give them $2,500, $3,000, they go and get a carpet cleaner. You dig? They go buy a carpet cleaning machine, a professional carpet cleaning machine. And then they start getting busy. They build their weight up, get a few clients, build their weight up, then get some employees, build your weight up. It's all about building your weight up, man. It's all about getting resources and flipping that. And that's what in real talk, that dude who say it can't happen, those dudes ain't about no business. Those dudes are not about business. That's how drug dealers get started, man. A lot of drug dealers, you don't start off in the game with no kilos. You don't start off in the game with kilos, man. You start off with pebbles. You start off with rocks, and then you build it up to bricks. You dig? You give a real true to the game street dude $2,000. I know some niggas that'll flip that fast. That's the thing, bro. Real talk, Jay. Niggas spend that on. That's nigga trinket money. Dudes will get that $2,000. You'll buy Jordans, buy some rims, buy some weed, buy some Ciroc, Hennessy, go turn up at the regular club, get a table service, which is another $500. Then when you ain't getting no ass, then you go to the strip club and trick the rest of it off. You dig? And then be broke, talking about how come ain't nobody giving me nothing. And that's the name of the game, man. We got to get people who are serious about flipping some money and doing something real legit with it and grinding with it, man. So again, that's why we want people who can get down and grind and do something with the paper and have good ideas, and people who are thorough, who's already semi-invested in what they're going to do. But again, like $10,000, that's a little more than 5,000. That's a little more 2,500. But Master P built a multi-million-dollar empire on that $10,000. That's real talk, Maurice. And again, if it looks like some janky shit, we're going to call it out. Now, we want some people who look like they're going to do something legit, because what we're going to do, we're going to track your progress. We're going to track your progress. You dig? Some of you sisters out there who can cook y'all asses off, man, y'all need to have a soul food takeout delivery soul food service, or prepackaged soul food meals, something. There's a lot of ways you can monetize what you do, because let me tell you something. Other people come around us, when people come around us, grinning and smiling, people in the dominant society, and getting into your culture, they're looking for ways to monetize it. They're looking for ways to monetize it. Dudes out there, for example, you're a dude out here who's, you're a coon. Whatever your name is, saying that 2,000 or 2,500 is not enough. You're cooning. But a dude who has art skills, a dude who can draw, some dude who might have been locked down and learned how to do tattoos in prison. Dude, you can use $2,000 or $3,000 to get you a tattooing machine, get you a tattoo gun, or whatever they call them, rent a space at the swap meet. There's swap meets out here around the country that's, what, $500 a month? Dude, I'm telling you, I can monetize any skill. You show me what you can do, I'll show a cat how to monetize it. I'll show a cat how to monetize it. And that's what we got to do, because dudes out here thinking you got to ball out and all that. No, you got to start small. See, the thing is, a lot of cats don't want to start small. You look at a dude balling out and you want to start where he's starting because you want some hater shit. You don't want to start. You don't know the dude who's balling out now. You don't know what dude did to get to his status. You dig? What's up, Cypher? You said, what are we going to do different? No, it's not what are we going to do. What are we doing differently? Because those groups that you name, Cypher, those groups you name are not specifically for black folks or melanoid people. They're for everybody. They're one of those kumbaya, we're all the same. We're all minorities in the same struggle. And that's a very disingenuous pitch to make because we're not. We have a very unique history. And a lot of black people are afraid to say, okay, look, we melanoid people, we need something specific for us because we're suffering more and we've been disenfranchised more. So that's what's making us different from them already. We letting you know we're for melanoid people worldwide, people who've been systematically disenfranchised by white supremacy. We're looking for people in our community to lift us up and to do business and to empower ourselves as a group. So that's the thing that's different. And again, we're talking about economic empowerment. We ain't talking about civil rights. We're talking about economic empowerment. And we're putting together strategies that these organizations, I haven't seen any of them do that and really get down and chop up game with brothers and sisters out here, regular brothers and sisters who are trying to get in the business game. Okay, yeah, we're in the room heavy, but like I said, that's one thing we specifically set up. We set up a microloan program where we can give out microloans to help brothers and sisters to get paper. And again, that's why our organization, it has to be supported by those in the community, because what happens is that, again, and I talked about this before, a lot of these organizations don't get support from the community. So what ends up happening is that they get these major corporations that give them donations. So they got to start breaking out the buttermilk biscuits. You dig? They got to start tap dancing and all that. And it's not about helping the community. It's all about being a front group so that a major corporation can say, hey, look, we gave money to such and such black organization, and that black organization is full of tap dancing coons. You understand what I'm saying? People like Donald Sterling or whatever, when they get caught in a scandal, they run out to such and such black organization and give them a couple of dollars, and the board of directors come out there tap dancing. Oh, I know Master Sterling. I know his heart is so good. He's a good Christian. No, enough of that bullshit. Enough of that. That ain't what we're trying to do. And that's why it's important to support what we got popping. That's why it's important for us you got to support what's popping. You got to support, if we're out there putting in the work, support that. And see, a lot of black folks get in the bad habit of not supporting that. I was thinking about that too, because I've been studying about the venture capital incubator, where you get like a business well, not a business, but a building. You get a building and you get several businesses within that building. That's the incubator process, and that's an idea that we can get into when we get to that level. But right now, we start on the bottom. We start on the bottom. You dig? Because when I talk about empowerment, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. We're gonna show you how to do it, and we're gonna help people and provide people with the capital that they need, because that's our thing. And this is exactly how other groups do it. See, people get the misconception that Koreans, they come over and get all of these big bank loans, and that's not the case all the time. What happens is that Korean people, they have something called, is it a key? It's some kind of Asian word that they use. But what they do, they're basically doing what we do. All of them put their money in a pot. They decide somebody comes with a business proposal. They step in line. They say, hey, look, when I go to America, I want to open up a liquor store. I want to open up a hair shop. So they get their business proposal going. Whoever seems the most legit with their business proposal, all the people who put their money together, they'll give it to that person so they can get their weight up, get their feet on the ground, and then support the next person who wants to come over. You understand? So that's how they do it without going through the nonprofit organization system. So I'm just doing it with the nonprofit organization because now we're already here. The nonprofit organization is a way that we can get donations and get people in the community to set up and do it correctly so that they won't come at us with some tax bullshit. So we got all the tax stuff taken care of. I literally got some of the best tax lawyers in the game and the best nonprofit. My lawyer who's set up my nonprofit, he literally wrote a book on nonprofit organizations. So that's another thing too. When we get people to set up our stuff, we got to get the best. We got to get the absolute best. That's when, and speaking of best, I'm going to talk about that Aaliyah movie in a minute. But again, go to melanoidnation.org and make your donation, $5, $10, you know, your weed money. Donate your weed money and do it on a regular basis so we can get things going in our community. And hopefully, if things go to the left out there in St. Louis, Ferguson, man, brothers and sisters out there, please start stocking up on your water. Because if something goes down out there, we really got to get brothers fed. We got to make sure people got clear drinking water, because what they're going to do, they're probably going to start shutting off electricity grids if things get real crazy. If things get real crazy, they know how to shut stuff down and create a system of martial law, not just a curfew, but martial law. That means that nobody can come out the house. You forget about going inside at 6. Nobody can come out. So brothers out there in the St. Louis Ferguson area, what you need to do, if you're in St. Louis or Ferguson, start stocking up on your first aid kits. Go get a gang of water. Go get a lot of canned goods. Make sure your cell phones are charged. If you have generators, you really need that generator. Solar powered generator if you can get your hands on that. But you really gotta prepare, because the white supremacists are preparing. Get your firearm too, because you got Klan members talking about shooting black folks and all this old stuff. So get your firearms ready to protect yourself too. You understand? Batteries, the whole 9. So we got to be prepared with the nonsense that's going on. But again, go to melanoidnation.org. Melanoidnation.org. That is the website. Melanoidnation.org, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of movies, I saw a movie the other day, that Beyond the Lights movie. Because when I saw the commercials, I'm like, oh, that looks corny and sappy. But my daughter was like, Dad, I want to see it, I want to see it, I want to see it. So we went and saw it. And I actually enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed that movie. Beyond the Lights, that's the lady who directed that. That's the sister who did Love and Basketball. So go see Beyond the Lights. It was a pretty good movie. The girl who played the lead, I know she was in that movie, Belle. She's a great actress, and she's fine as hell, too. I didn't know she was that fine. That was a fine-ass sister who played in that movie. Very good movie, very romantic movie. Your lady will like it. If you're in a relationship, take your lady. She'll love that. Oh, she'll love that. What's her name? Gugu? Juju? Yeah, she's bad as hell. Yeah, I like black love movies. You know, I miss those Love Jones type movies from back in the 90s. I love The Best Man. I love all that. I love good-looking black folks being fly, doing fly shit. I love it. I love it. You saw it, Mozzie? Did you? I know you liked it, Mozzie. Yeah, I thought it was going to be corny. By looking at the commercials, I'm thinking it's going to be like a little corny, Lifetime movie or whatever. But it's a very good movie. Very well written. The whole shebang. What's up, Texas? I'm still going to do the web series. I've just been taking care of so much stuff. What's up, Anthology? You say, why do I think Break the Internet bothers so many people? I don't know. People just wanted to be bothered by something, and they knew that it would be controversial with Kim Kardashian with that ass out. I'm not mad at the pictures. I mean, she's a celebrity icon. She's an icon, so she does controversial things, and she stays relevant in the game. I'm not mad at Kim Kardashian. I'm not mad at her. Let her do her thing. What's that? Do I feel disheartened at a young age to have to step up when older folks should have? And you know what? I talked about this at my lecture yesterday. Some brothers were asking me, some young cats, because a lot of young dudes want answers, and they were asking about, hey man, Tariq, the civil rights generation, man, you know, do you think they let us down? And to be honest, I think so. Because a lot of brothers and sisters from the civil rights generation, they were not really thinking about empowerment. They were thinking about getting a good job. And that's not anything that's tangible. You can't pass a good job down. You understand? So what happened was that civil rights generation, they started balling out, but they didn't think about what our generation is going to get and the next generation. And that's one of the big mistakes they made. They didn't leave shit. And that's a very bitter pill to swallow. They didn't leave. And a lot of folks don't want to admit that because these civil rights people kind of start strutting around like, respect me because I'm Marshall Selma. Man, sit down, dude. It's like, look, dude, what did you do? What did you leave for us, dude? You didn't leave anything. We're out here fending for ourselves. And, you know, fortunately, those of us who try to halfway figure it out, you know, I do my best to break the game down and pass the information to save the next young dude, because that's what I do, man. I try to save the next young cat from falling in the traps and pitfalls. I want y'all to hear the lecture I did last night in South Central, man. You know, I'll humbly say I was spitting some hot ass fire. Who went to the thing last night? If you were at the spot, not it wasn't last night, yesterday afternoon. It was kind of early. Who went to the lecture yesterday? I so much enjoyed it. June, are you in here, June? June emailed me, and June is Asian. Very lovely Asian young lady. She said she was there, but she left early because it was like, oh, it was in the hood. June got scared. You got scared, June. Because we were in the heart of what they say is the hood. But dude, I came up in that area, man. We were on it's like Vermont and Florence. You know, we were like in South Central LA. They changed the name. They call it South LA now, but we were in the heart of South Central LA. You were there, Elijah? Yeah, I'm going to put up some vids. I'm going to put up a couple of clips. Elijah, it was one older dude, because a lot of people got up and asked questions, and there was some older dude, older black man, looked like he was probably in his 70s. He got up, and we had to kind of make him sit down. And we're trying to be respectful. You remember that older brother? He got up and he started kind of rambling, and he wasn't making a point. This older brother got up, because most of the people there were pretty young. So this older brother got up, and he had like a newspaper. He was literally the audience. People in the audience were like, "What the hell is he talking about?" And he got up. He was like, "Yeah, I like the movie and everything, and I just wanna show that I got this newspaper right here. And 30 years ago, there was Shaka Khan, and then Lola Falana was on TV. And then we had grape sodas for 25 cents, and then we threw that in the air. Then a unicorn came and chewed up the can." We were like, what the fuck is he talking about? He was like rambling like that. The audience was looking like, and one of the OG dudes was like, "Hey, brother," because a lot of those dudes y'all saw in suits, they were professional, but those were some OG dudes. They weren't all loped up. You know, they had on suits. They were like, "Excuse me, brother, you're going to have to speed it up." So that was good. So I didn't have to check this because, you know, I didn't want to be the guy to check the dude. But the dude, Hustle Bear, that dude, you were there, Hustle. That dude didn't make no sense. The dude wasn't making, and we kept telling him, and my man was like, "Hey, brother, you got a question?" "Yeah, I got, see, I'm saying that to lead on to my question. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying that to lead on to the question. And the question is, if I had a chicken pot pie about 20 years ago. I left it in the oven. This was before microwave oven. I left it in the oven. It almost burnt down the house, but I had a fire extinguisher that I brought over from Vietnam." We're like, what the fuck is he? Brother. I said, "Brother, is there a question you have?" Yeah, the dude just would ramble on and on about, he just didn't have a point, and we just literally had to make the brother sit down. Because we had to let him know we had a time constraint. We're trying to get as many people in. We had shown the movie, which was an hour and a half. Then I spoke for, like an hour, I think. I do. I got it. You know what? I do have it recorded, and I'm going to, tomorrow I'll try to post that up. I do have it. I'm going to try to post that up. I'm going to try to post that up tomorrow. I will definitely try to post that up. Man, that was funny. And we're going to talk about that Aaliyah movie in a minute. We're definitely going to talk about that Aaliyah movie in a minute. I'm still waiting. We got over 1,000 people, but I want the room to get packed. I want it to get more packed so we can talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. And I want y'all to give your thoughts on the movie, man. Very interesting. Very interesting with what went down with that movie. Hold on one second. Let me find something real quickly. Hold on one second. Now, I know y'all saw the video of the dude in church. I know y'all saw the video of the dude in church. Let me find that. That's somewhere on my computer. Let me find that real quick. For those who have not seen that, let me find that real quickly. Hold on one second, family. What's up, Ebola? Dude, I talked about that again last night, too. That whole Ebola nonsense. They're trying to scare people away from Africa. Hold on. Okay, let me find this. Okay, so hey, I know y'all have seen this video by now.
What did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me.
To get delivered more.
To get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now listen, y'all praise God with him. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute. Now either you gonna believe this stuff or you ought to stop preaching it. If you can't praise God with him, you're an unbeliever. Now somebody believe God with him. Hey! We don't just preach.
Oh, nigga, that was hilarious. Dude, that was funny as hell. That dude is not delivered. Dude is not delivered worth a damn. My dude is not delivered. But let me talk about that. Say Don Lemon texted him in the middle of his speech. Hilarious. Let me talk about, real quickly, we got to talk about that Aaliyah movie. Now, for those who have been living under a rock for the last couple of days, the Lifetime channel put out a movie about the life of Aaliyah. They put that out last night. And the Twitter and the social networks, they've been going in on this movie because it was horrible. And it was horrible because there was no love in the film. DeMarcus Day was a great film. That wasn't a great film. Let me tell you some of the reasons why that movie was so bad. Now, a lot of people are talking about the casting. There's so many things that was wrong with that movie. That movie, And you got to understand the Lifetime network. The Lifetime network, most of their movies, it has an anti-male slant. You know, it's a network for women, and they've been known for years to have movies and shows about a man abusing women. So that's the central theme of a lot of their shows. It's about exploiting the abusive male. That's their thing. That's their thing. And this movie, that was the real reason they put it out. It was really to just be exploitive to a certain degree and to use Aaliyah's name to cater to the exploitive, that anti-male woman victim thing. That was their whole thing. It was just to be salacious and exploitive. And there was no love in the movie. They were just using Aaliyah's name to just make a quick buck. They were using Aaliyah's name to make a quick buck. And the thing is, and people rightfully so, are shitting on everybody involved with making that movie, including Wendy Williams, because that movie clearly showed there is no love for Aaliyah whatsoever. The thing is this, people, when you do a movie, when you do any kind of film project, or any kind of project, but a movie, a documentary or a biopic, in order for it to really, really work, there has to be a certain level of love in there. You got to have a passion for the people you're talking about, or the person you're talking about. You got to genuinely have a passion. A person who's a fan has to make a movie like that. You got to be a fan to make a real good movie like about somebody. This is why it's important to get people involved. Just like the Biggie Small movie, that was a good movie because you got a lot of people involved. You got the family involved. You got all the people who were connected with Biggie. They were involved and they put their love in it. They were right there to say, hey, that didn't happen, bruh. It didn't happen like that. They were right here to say, hey, man, Biggie didn't get down like that. Biggie got down like this. You had enough respect for the subject to bring in people to make it accurate. You understand? You do your research. That movie, it was inaccurate to the point of them just not even, I don't even think they tried to be accurate in a lot of the shit they put in that Aaliyah movie. I don't think they tried to be accurate. Well, Little Kim didn't like the Biggie movie because she wanted somebody lighter to play her. That's why Little Kim didn't like that movie. Little Kim wanted somebody lighter to play her. So Little Kim was on something else. And I love Little Kim. I think Little Kim is a sweetheart. But Little Kim was on something else. So she disliked it for other reasons. But the Biggie movie was great because the dude looked like Biggie. The girl in the movie looked just like Faith Evans. Now, the dude in there didn't look like no damn Lil C's. But my man kind of looked like Puffy. He played that. So you got genuine people. And also you got the music in there. You understand? So with this Aaliyah movie, man, there was no love in that. And Aaliyah was one of those people who people loved. Aaliyah was one of those artists, man. Very rare artists like Aaliyah. Aaliyah was very unique because Aaliyah was the kind of artist who black people from all demographics could feel. Everybody loved Aaliyah. When Aaliyah was around, you can't find one person who didn't like Aaliyah or had something negative to say about Aaliyah. Nobody disliked that. Aaliyah was almost hater-proof. So it was something, when she died, that hurt the hell out of a lot of people. Me included. I was a big fan of Aaliyah. I loved Aaliyah. And that really, really hurt a lot of people when she died. It's different from like when Whitney Houston died. And we love Whitney Houston, but Whitney Houston, we knew she was on drugs and, you know, she was going through some things. And then when she eventually died, we were hurt, but we were like, but she was kind of living a hard life. So we almost expected it to a certain degree. And even when Left Eye died, we were hurt by that. But Left Eye was troubled And Left Eye had been doing a lot of things, and that hurt people. But we're like, okay, Left Eye was on a path of destruction. You know, we loved Left Eye, but Left Eye was in different controversies and stuff like that. But Aaliyah, nothing like that. The only controversy she was in was the R. Kelly thing, and she was still the victim in that to a certain degree because she was underage. But Aaliyah was somebody that people loved. And the reason why you loved her is because she was one of those few artists, like I said, who could be glamorous and still have that girl next door vibe. And that's very rare. She was the kind of person that bougie black folks could hang around or wanted to hang around, and also girls in the hood around the way girls would want to hang around too. Because see, Beyonce, and I love Beyonce, but Beyonce doesn't even have that quality because Beyonce is more of a goddess. Beyonce is like up here in the stratosphere. So it's like if Beyonce tried to play the girl round the way girl thing, it wouldn't be authentic. Beyonce is like goddess, glamorous, you know, that type of thing, which is good. Which is good. But Aaliyah was glamorous and relatable and accessible. So a dude on the block could be like, damn, I think I can get at her. And that was a great quality. A Wall Street dude would be like, hey, I think I can get at her. Bougie chicks would be like, I can see myself hanging with her. Round the way girls could be like, I can see myself hanging with Aaliyah. So everybody liked that girl. Everybody. That was like your homegirl. That was like your little sister. So when she died, that fucked people up, man. We were hurt behind that. We were really hurt. And again, she was one of those people that was hater-proof. Nobody ever said anything negative about that sister, ever. So she was really genuinely loved. And to do that movie the way they did it with disregard to her like that, because that was disregarding that sister. No, I don't think it's fake nigga outrage. I don't think the backlash is fake nigga outrage because did you see the movie? That movie was garbage. Dude, if you do a movie about somebody's life and then don't tell the full story about their life, that's not cool. The girl who was in the movie, they finally found a girl who kind of looked like Aaliyah, so they could pass her off as looking like Aaliyah. But, well, the girl in the movie last night, she couldn't really dance. Not shitting on that girl, and I know how hard it is to kind of cast people. That girl couldn't dance for shit last night in the movie. Aaliyah was a great dancer. Aaliyah was getting it in. Aaliyah was smooth with it. This girl was flicked as fucking hell last night on that show. This girl danced like she was constipated. I'm like, God damn, man. I'm like, give us something. If you want to bring Aaliyah back into our lives, give us something. You're bringing Aaliyah back into our lives. Don't bring back some half-ass bootleg version. And they couldn't even use the music because the family was like, we ain't fucking with this. So they couldn't use the music. So they weren't even using Aaliyah's hot songs. The only songs they could use were songs that were remakes that she didn't write. They used like the Marvin Gaye song. They used Let Me Know, which was written by the Isley Brothers. So they couldn't even use her hot joints. So now I'm looking at a afflicted ass girl who, a decent actress, but she can't really dance, who ain't really singing the songs I want to hear. So what the fuck is this? And on top of that, the people they cast for the movie, because I know they probably had a time struggling casting the girl who's going to play Aaliyah, but the nigga they got to play R. Kelly, it was hard. The people they got in the movie didn't look shit like nobody. The nigga they got for R. Kelly looked like the singer Joe. He didn't look or sound like R. Kelly. The nigga had a prosthetic bald head that you can clearly tell was a prosthetic bald head. I'm telling you, we're looking, it's like a train wreck. It was a train wreck and a boat wreck and a plane wreck written all together. And the dude playing R. Kelly was whack. The nigga they got playing Damon Dash, they got some big, tall, skinny nigga who looked like Chico the Barge playing Dame Dash. Like, come on. Dame Dash don't act nothing like this dude. And what really killed it was the girl they got to play Missy. That killed it for everybody. Because they showed some dude, some fake Timberland. All they did was get a light-skinned dude. And you can clearly tell they had some non-black casting director with that all niggas look the same look. All we got to do is just get a light-skinned, dark-skinned person. That was the criteria. When they said we need to cast somebody for R. Kelly, they just looked at all the dark-skinned niggas on the list. That's all they did. I can clearly tell a suspected white supremacist cast that movie. Who got that all black folks look alike thing. Okay, Damon Dash, he's kind of light. Let's cast the light-skinned guy. Missy, she's kind of brown, dark. Let's cast the brown. That was the only criteria. The person they got playing Missy, now this is supposed to take place in the mid-90s. They got a chick as Missy Elliott who was 102 pounds wearing an Adidas suit. They got a bony-ass chick to play 1996 Missy Elliott. Any halfway fan of Aaliyah knows that Missy Elliott didn't look like that then or now. Really, she don't look like that now. What a casting director did, some lazy bastard up at the Lifetime channel got on the internet and Googled Missy Elliott, saw a recent picture, and cast somebody based on that recent picture. That motherfucker didn't even bother to look and see what she might have looked like in the 90s. That's why I'm saying they didn't even try with that. There's no way you could not found a chubby motherfucking chick with a finger wave somewhere around this bitch. You could have found a chubby chick with a fucking finger wave who could act, because the girl didn't have that many lines. The girl didn't have no lines at all, hardly. Dude. It's like when they did that, I'm like, they're not even trying. They're not even trying to cast this thing correctly. So it was very disrespectful, man. You couldn't possibly be a fan of that movie, even as the producer. As the producer, it's your job to say, hey, that's not who's supposed to be in there. As a producer, you say, okay, casting guy, you got to get somebody else. You got to get somebody that don't look like how Missy looked back in the day. You got to be accurate. You got to be at least chronologically accurate. So again, it was just to throw out there, to use Aaliyah's name, to put it out there and to be exploited. It was no love in that movie, man. That's why Timberland, he was on Twitter and Instagram clowning that shit. Tim was clowning. And I'm not mad at him. Tim was like, this movie's bullshit. Tim was clowning. You can't you can't make a movie about an artist and you're not using their music. They tried to do that with that Michael Jackson movie using Flex Alexander. They did the same thing. Y'all remember that movie with Flex Alexander? Flex Alexander don't look nothing like Michael Jackson. Why they got Brother Flex Alexander, I don't know. They had Flex Alexander with this white makeup on. It was horrible. Only thing they knew about Flex Alexander, he could act and he can do a Michael Jackson impersonation. And in that movie, they were casting people who looked crazy as hell. They cast this lady who didn't look nothing like Elizabeth Taylor. They cast this woman who didn't look shit like Janet Jackson. And look, people, if you do a movie and you're not allowed to use the music, just don't do the movie, man. I wouldn't do it if I'm not allowed to use the music. I wouldn't even disrespect the memory of the person that we're trying to so-called honor. Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. There is no way you could not have found a female to look like 1996 Missy Elliott. There is no way you could not have found that, man. I'm sorry. You could have got Kenan Thompson and put a wig on him from Saturday Night Live or somebody. There's no way that person who was casting even tried to be accurate. They didn't give a fuck. You know why? Because that movie was made for middle America. That movie disregarded the real fans of Aaliyah. That movie was made for middle America, the white housewives and people in Montana and Idaho. It was made for middle America so that people who don't know Aaliyah, they might have heard her name or whatever, but they don't really know her. So somebody sitting in Idaho, they're looking like, oh God, This is interesting right here. They don't know. So they don't know the difference. All black folks look alike to them. So that's who they were catering to. They were making the movie for middle America. Just like when you see a lot of rap stories or just stories about crime or whatever, they always say such and such rapper got shot, a rapper got shot, a rapper got shot. And a lot of these people are unknown. But the thing is, there was a guy out here in Lancaster, Palmdale, some rapper that I think TMZ or one of those websites were reporting, some rapper who nobody knows. Nobody in the hip-hop community knows this guy. I mean, he doesn't have a record out, don't have a record. This is some random nigga who might have rapped on YouTube or something. But to middle America, that's who they're catering to. All rappers are the same. And Ice-T said this. Ice-T said to white America, rappers are just one big nigga. That made all the sense in the world. Rappers are just one big nigga. All rappers, when you say rapper, you're just talking about one big nigga. So it's that type of mentality that some of these producers and casting directors have because they know they're catering to that middle America crowd. But we can't allow them to just disrespect people who we look at as icons. That was very, very disrespectful. Yeah, Lonnie Love. Yeah, dude. Lonnie Love would have been a good Missy Elliott. Lonnie Love, she can act. They could have put on a damn garbage bag over Lonnie Love like Missy Elliott would wear and gave her a finger wave. Lonnie Love would have been perfect for that. No, that James Brown movie was off the chain. Now, that James Brown movie was good. That James Brown movie was good. They used the music. The family approved. The brother is an excellent actor. The brother who played James, that brother did an excellent job. The TLC movie was good. The TLC movie was good because, again, TLC, they were involved in it. The girls in the movie, they had love for the people that they were portraying. That movie was accurate. The Lil Mama looked just like Left Eye in that movie. Old girl looked just like T-Boz. Keke Palmer kind of looked like Chili. Carl Payne, he played the great L.A. Reid. The chick played a great Pebbles. So that was a good movie. I know Pebbles was pissed. Pebbles was pissed, but that girl did play a good Pebbles. You can say that Yonla could have done Missy. Leave a Yonla alone. I love a Yonla. Y'all leave a Yonla alone. I like Cadillac Records. Cadillac Records was good. That brother did a great job as Muddy Waters. I can't wait for the NWA movie, too. That's going to be a good one. I can't wait for that. But that brother did a great job as James Brown, man. Ray Charles was good. See, you got to have something redeemable. If you do a biopic, something has to be fly. Either all the people got to look alike, the music has to be fly, the acting has to be on point. And that Aaliyah movie, nothing. Not one of those things were on point. The acting was kind of dry. There was none of the original music. The people didn't look like nobody. So it was just a train wreck. But it was such a train wreck, unfortunately, it became entertaining. The train wreck of it became the entertainment. So people start making all these memes about how garbage the film was. And that turned out to be funny. That turned out to be funny as hell. So who's going to play Crispy? Speaking of Crispy, y'all, we got a real quick Crispy episode. Y'all want to see a new episode of The Crispy Show? Do y'all want to see a real quick episode of The Crispy Show? Just a real quick one. Hold on, let me put it on Twitter. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right. All right, so let's do a real quick, because I still want to talk about some stuff. So we'll do a real quick episode, because people have been asking about a new episode of The Crispy Show. I just put it up on Twitter. Y'all need to be following me on Twitter at Tariq Nasheed if you're not following me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Tariq Nasheed, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So, now, if you're ready for The Crispy Show, press 1. It was a real quick one. Just a real quick 1-minute episode. This is quick. If you're ready for The Crispy Show, ladies and gentlemen, because we haven't had one up in a couple of weeks. Just haven't had time. But if you're ready for The Crispy Show, everybody press 1. All right, here we go, y'all. Here's the latest episode of The Crispy Show.
You want to see a person who hates his race and you're looking high and low? Well, look no further. You're in the right place. Welcome to The Crispy Show.
What up, everybody? I'm not moist no more, everybody. I am delivered, everybody. I don't like men's no more, everybody. I like women, everybody. I like white women, everybody. I like white women. Everybody. I will not carry a purse, everybody. I will not wear an edible thong and go to the gym, everybody. I gotta do a praise break, everybody. I like women, white women, everybody, white women. I will not get a blow-up doll that looks like Chris Brown and put KY jelly around the mouth, everybody. I will not get a tattoo on my butt cheeks that say, whoop, there it is, everybody. I gotta do another praise break, everybody. Hallelujah. I will not give strange men's hand jobs for rent money, everybody. I will not go get my prostate checked when I know ain't nothing wrong with me, everybody. I will not let strange men comb my taco meat in the middle of the night, everybody. I will not fantasize about Trey Songz putting edge control gel around my hairline, everybody. Praise break, everybody. All right, there you go. That was a quick episode of The Crispy Show. Crispy just wanted to take a praise break and let everybody know he was saved. That's it. You know? Yeah, Crispy, it was just a quick episode. He just wanted people to know he was going to church and he's saved, you know? Crispy is saved, yeah? And y'all can still get the Crispy shirts at cafepress.com, Crispy Puppet. There you go. And this is the link. Y'all share the link with yourself. Put the link up on your pages, everybody. That's the link for The Crispy Show right here. The latest episode of The Crispy Show, that's the link. That is the link for The Crispy Show, ladies and gentlemen. Man. Yes, indeed. So definitely get those Crispy shirts. Let's see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, it's June.
Hey, what's up, June? We got June in the house. The sexy, amazing Asian. What's going on with you, young lady?
Oh, nothing. So I was there yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. I was mad I had to leave early. I only saw you for that intermission when they gave you the award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
It was really good.
Oh, were you scared of being in the hood like that, June?
No, I've been down to Vermont plenty of times. No, it was fine.
Oh, okay.
But it was in the hood though.
Yeah, but you know the venue was real nice though. It was a real nice venue, and the people were.
It was nice.
Yeah. It
was nice. I was there with my coworker and that brother, the old football player, the investor guy.
Yeah.
he sat next to us and was just staring at us.
Oh, damn.
Being scary. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, y'all must have been in there looking fly. You know, he was trying to campaign low key or something. You know?
Right. But it was a great showing. I really enjoyed myself. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
A lot of people came out.
Yeah. I was so proud of everybody coming out. And, you know, that's my old stomping grounds. And I just felt great being around the brothers and sisters in the neighborhood. And I enjoyed my award. I wish y'all could have stayed to see the full lecture, man. We had a great time.
Right. When are you going to do another one in LA?
Pretty soon. I want to do some more out here. I want to do one here and one in the Bay Area. What's going on with you and your dude? I know you're in a relationship with a new young man. Is everything working out with that?
Well, I'm heartbroken right now. I've been sad all day.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
You know, that's why you say, like, don't go back. You don't go backwards. He was an ex. We broke up for 5 years, and then we got back together. But I don't know. He's just real stubborn. It's his way or the highway. And I think he just made up some excuse last night talking about I was lying and stuff. And it's just, I don't know if it's going to work out.
Oh, man, I don't like to hear that. I don't like to see that. You sad. Is he sad? Do you think he's sad? Or is he, how do you think
he probably don't even care. I don't know. He's stubborn. He probably doesn't care.
Do you think he's with the next?
And you know what? Oh, I forgot to tell you. He was like, that day he was like, you gonna see your boyfriend Tariq Machine? Because I always talk about these movies and stuff, and he's not a conscious brother. So I think I say your name too much, or he'd be like, Tariq, that's your new boyfriend now.
Sometimes your significant others, they think they can read your thoughts. They know who they think you might like. Because my lady does that. Because we were watching the Husbands of Hollywood on TV, and Sanaa Lathan got on screen. And the minute she got on screen, my lady gonna look over at me like that. What, you looking at her? Like, how you? I'm like, what? No, what? What you talking about? In my mind, I'm like, oh, damn, Sanaa's fine. So I'm like, she read my fucking mind. Because I'm like, Sanaa's fine as hell. But,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. He's not a conscious brother. I really tried to, like, just, I don't know, teach him about certain things. And he's a brother. So I'm thinking, like, he'd be open to it. But he's just real corporate America, like, he's like, he just doesn't listen to anything.
Now, how old is this guy? How old is he?
He's 33.
Okay. Man, so,
Yeah, he's from Compton.
Oh, shit. Okay. And what he's corporate? What does he do? What kind of work does he do?
He deals with money. I don't want to.
Okay.
He's in finances. Yeah.
Okay. I don't need to know specifically the job. I just wanted to know if the dude is out here with other chicks. Do you think he got another woman? Do you think he's, he didn't want to be in a relationship? Well, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. It's just he's just real, like, controlling in a way too. And I mean, we see each other, a couple of times a week. So my stuff is over there at his place and stuff. So I didn't think that, when a woman feels some type of intuition, and there was no intuition of me feeling that he was.
Oh, so because you were low-key kind of staying with him on and off, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't, like, fully moved in or nothing like that.
Okay. Sound like this dude is still, trying to get that player stage out of his system. Because, see, you sounding all down in the dumps, but I don't think his ass is down in the dump. Because when you moved out, we got footage of him right after you moved out. Is this him right here? Hold on, right My nigga celebrating his wife beater. Yeah. No, but you need, because you're a fly young lady, we gotta get you hooked up with a decent brother who can appreciate you and you stop going back and hustling backwards, because that ain't working for you.
I know, but why okay, tell me, why does this happen, right? You find a good brother like him, like, he never lets me pay for anything, he's a great provider, blah, 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 but then he's not conscious. But then I meet like conscious brothers, and they want a woman to take care of them. Like, but that's not the case all the time. But it's just like there's pros and cons. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Now, it just really depends on where you're meeting people and the type of energy you have. See, you have a certain energy right now that you got to learn how to shake that's making you attract these types of dudes. And you got to stop running in the same circles. If you really want to change your game up, you got to start changing the locations you're hanging around.
Well, I work in Beverly Hills, and I hang out there sometimes. But I don't want to deal with the producers and people in the industry. Like, I'm good off of that.
Right.
Like, I don't like attention. I don't care for fame. I don't like. I'm just like a nice simple chick. Like, I'm good. Like. But these guys in LA, and I'm not saying.
See, you're looking for. Because June, you be going for the swag. June, you be going for the swag. See, the thing is, a lot of y'all Asian girls, y'all get with brothers, and y'all go.
No, I don't go for the swag. Like,
yes,
I'm too old for that. Like, I'm good. Like, I like a nice, simple guy.
Dude, if that brother, let me tell you, if that brother from Compton, he's from Compton, and he's about money, that nigga got swag. I lived in Compton before.
Yeah,
so
he's definitely about money. I think his right now is like his career and his money is first. Like,
right,
he gets it, and I think that's what I really like, because when I'm with him, I'm such a girl, and that's why he likes me so much, because like I'm super like girly girl,
Yeah.
So,
but don't try to force nothing, Sometimes
exactly.
when you try to force something, and then when you try to force a situation, and you say the guy is all about control, that's challenging a guy when you're trying to force certain things, because you're chipping away at his control. They want to feel like they're making the decision to take the relationship to another level. So it's a very delicate balance there. But again, I would say just kind of chill out for a minute. Don't pressure the guy. Just chill out.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Not even gonna call him or nothing.
Yeah, don't.
I didn't do anything wrong, so
Yeah,
I think he's just making excuses to kind of like make it look like a bad person, so he could break it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when people start doing that, you might be a little too smothering. So you're gonna want to chill out on that. You're gonna want to chill out. And
I wasn't too smothering.
Yeah, you don't know that though. You don't know that.
Okay.
He might think that you say, well, I'm just doing what girls are supposed to do. But in his mind, you might have been a tad bit too smothering. So you might mean well, but you might be a little smothering sometimes. So again, and again, I don't know, because you look fly and all that on Instagram and everything, but shit, I don't know what you look like in the bedroom when doors are closed. You take off your.
I know, I'm good. He doesn't even want me wearing makeup. He's like, babe, he's like, stop wearing makeup. I'm like, okay, well, I wear makeup and stuff like that to work and stuff, but like, he doesn't want me wearing makeup. Like, I'm like, okay, like, so I look nice without makeup, so.
Okay, so that's cool, but if you walk in the bedroom looking like this, hold on.
Yo soy la pequeña Amy Winehouse.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
Y me siguen gustando los vicios.
Yes, I've been black.
Dude, but you're gonna be all right, June. You are going to be all right. Just chill out. Just focus on getting your shit together. And,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just don't
I'm
even.
still sad though.
Yeah, I understand, but yeah, don't even trip on that. Don't trip on that. Don't let old dude know you're sad. Don't do that. Don't let him know you're sad. Keep your game face up, and do you, and don't give any impression that you're being like a pressuring chick. All right?
No, I'm not. Yeah,
yes,
I'm good.
All right. Thank you for the call, dear.
All right, thanks.
Yes, indeed. June is a sweetheart. June is a very lovely young lady, too. Very lovely young lady. Yes, indeed. Some other stuff I want to talk about. We got to talk about some other things. We in the room heavy. And don't forget, man, go to TariqElite.com to get that gear, to get those clothes, to get that fresh gear. That's TariqElite.com, ladies and gentlemen, to get that gear. And don't forget to go to melanoidnation.org, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk a little bit about Bill Cosby, fam. We got to talk a little bit about Bill Cosby. They're throwing Bill Cosby's ass all the way under the bus. They're throwing Bill Cosby under the bus, and it's kind of sad. Bill has said some very questionable things lately, and it's still sad to watch Bill get thrown under the bus by the dominant society. With Bill Cosby, they dug up some lady that he may or may not have known 30 years ago, and now she's claiming rape from 30 years ago. And this is why I do what I do. Brothers and sisters, this is why I don't play this little game where I'm going to be tricked into believing that I don't have a lottery number that cannot be called. I know I can get called anytime by the white supremacist lottery. Thank you, Mozzie. The Melanoid Nation, we got some very good sites. We got very good brothers and sisters writing for the Melanoid Nation site, and we're bringing that heat. But they're giving Bill that work. They turned on Bill, man. They turned on Bill. They're canceling his TV appearances. After all these years, Bill allowed himself to fall for that fucking trick. I don't know why black people keep falling for that trick, man. The dominant society. And for years, Bill has been, not challenging white supremacy. A lot of people criticize Bill for not being down in certain movements. Bill has, eaten Jell-O pudding pops. In the 80s, he was controversy-free. Bill didn't get into any controversies. Bill was America's dad. Bill was the non-threatening black person. Yeah, they protected Bill until they no longer had any use for him. So Bill got into a position when he got older. Bill became known for reprimanding a lot of black comedians. Eddie Murphy talked about that in the 80s. In his comedy routine, Raw, he talked about being reprimanded by Bill Cosby. That was Bill's thing, reprimanding comedians, calling them up and like, you shouldn't do this and all this. And when Bill wanted to buy NBC, they kept sending him little messages. No, Bill, we're not going to let you get to that level of power. We're not going to let that happen. And the older Bill got, he got on this whole thing where the white supremacists would promote him and put him in the media for down-talking black people. And that has been his recent claim to fame. The reason why he gets put in the media now, and he was seen remotely relevant within the last 10 years, was because he would make these disparaging remarks about black people, and the white supremacists would run with this, and they would run these stories, and he's like, okay, this is going to keep me relevant, then I'm going to keep on doing it. And they were setting him up, man. They were setting that brother up. They had him get out there and disparage all these black people, and he was slowly losing his base. He was losing his base to the point where the everyday average black person was like, okay, well, damn, if we all that, would do you, Bill, we ain't fucking with you. And that's what the white supremacists were waiting on. They were waiting on the whole black community to say, okay, well, if we ain't shit, you do you. And then now he's out there by himself, and they are shitting on Bill Cosby. And he's out there, and he ain't got nobody defending him. He did. I mean, he did, Sam. I'm not saying he didn't. He did choose to do that. That's why I'm like, well, damn, you put yourself in that situation, bro. I don't play that game with the white supremacists. I'm not in Charles Barkley. He's going to have to stop playing that. That's why we have the coon train. For brothers who think that you're going to kind of get this pass from the white supremacists by sitting up here talking about, well, you black folks, what about black on black crime? Why don't you pull your pants up? All you street niggas. That's corny. That's corny as hell. That's the main reason why I did the lecture out there in South Central, because, see, the thing is, it's all about talking with love. Bill ain't in no position to sit up and tell some cat, pull your pants up. You're not in the position. No, you're not, because it ain't love. When black folks do that now, you're showing out for white folks. You ain't doing it with love. When I go down there and tell people, like yesterday, if you came to my lecture in South Central, I'm telling cats, hey, man, let's not fall for the traps that these white supremacists got set up, man. They got all types of laws to get us locked down. So let's not do this. let's not do that. It ain't, oh, you niggas need to pull your pants. That shit is corny, man. I'm telling dudes from love. I'm telling you with love what to do and what not to do to not fall in no trap. So people can respect that. I'm not doing that coon-ass nigga shit. Because that's all these dudes do. When they out here talking about, well, what about black on black crime? All these women's on welfare. That's you trying to show out for white people. That's all you doing. You ain't getting me to call. I'm not sitting next to no white supremacists waving my finger at some other black folks. Because they don't do it. They ain't sitting next to you reprimanding no other white people. And Charles know better, man. Charles Barkley knows better. I know I lived out there in Leeds, Alabama with Charles' family. He knows better, man. That shit he's talking about, he knows better. I'm very disappointed in Charles. I ain't trying to go in on him, but I'm so disappointed in him because that dude knows better than that bullshit he was talking, trying to get that butter biscuit. And the thing is, man, that whole thing about dudes, these bougie black people, waving that finger towards the struggling black person. Let me say something. Because I don't do that. Because I try to tell people the pitfalls of doing certain things, but the struggling, the street black folks have held the community together for a long time. That's why I've always kind of paid homage to some of the street cats. I don't pay homage to crime or anything like that, but some of the street dudes and the underworld people or the hood people, just because certain people are in situations that were created and orchestrated by white supremacy, that don't mean that these are bad black people. You understand? That don't mean that they're bad. Sitting up, well, if you need to use proper English. The reason why that kid who's 8 or 9 ain't using proper English is probably because we haven't created an economic base where we could put teachers in there that gave a fuck about him to teach him how to talk English correctly. Instead, we sit up and let white supremacists come in these neighborhoods, miseducate these kids and funnel them in special education. So there's a reason why that kid can't talk English instead of waving your goddamn finger. There's a reason why the kid is sagging because he's part of a gang or whatever, because he needs a gang to protect himself, because there's no protection entity in the black community, because people are out here banging on each other, because there's no economic base in the community. So we're going to talk about it. Let's put everything in context. Don't sit up there and think that you're going to be like this little honorary white supremacist. Look, I made it. How come you niggas ain't making it? It's that bullshit, dude. Can y'all see me? We good? We good? If y'all can't see me, refresh your screen. If you can't see me, refresh your screen. But let me tell you something. Those people that these bougie niggas try to reprimand, these dudes keep the community they've done a lot of good things based on what was given to them. You understand? There's some cats in the community, man. This dude may have been in and out of jail, but that hustler gave you some money when your kid got in an accident and y'all needed some money for medical help. That street dude or that hood rat gave somebody a place to stay when you lost your job at the Fortune 500 company and you were on your ass and about to sleep in a shelter. You understand? So I'm not here to shit on people who are in certain situations because, again, we're all dealing with white supremacy and we're dealing with it on certain levels. But the brothers who put the thing together yesterday, these were some hardcore dudes. The brothers who put the event together yesterday, my lecture, they got a nonprofit organization, but some of these dudes are like original Crips, old fucking G Crips. They started certain Crip sets. You can't see, they had all their tattoos covered up because they're professional dudes. And a lot of street dudes, if you give them an opportunity, you can see how they can handle business. These were street dudes, extremely professional. Everything was handled professionally. But most people don't know that. You think of some former street dude, you think it's just a nigga walking around with a blue bandana all day. These dudes know how to handle business when they get the opportunity to do so. So that reprimanding thing, that's corny as hell. And shitting on black people who are not in certain positions, that's corny, man. I try to give game because look, I've been this shit. I've been homeless. I've been broke. I lived in Compton. I lived a few blocks away from where I did my lecture last night. I lived out there, right in that area. I lived in a shelter, dude. I lived in a homeless shelter. I lived in, man. So I've been there. I've been there. Now, and at that time, I wish I had more people breaking the game down and kind of giving me a blueprint. And truth be told, the only ones who gave me halfway of a blueprint were the street dudes. You understand? So we got to stop that because a lot of the people in the so-called hood, when you were hungry, it was that lady in the hood who you can go by her house and she give you a few chicken wings. She give you some soup. It was that lady who you trying to shit on who can't speak English good. That lady fed people in the community. You know what I'm saying? It was that dude, that alcoholic dude who's out there in the corner, but that nigga fixed your car. That he know how to fix alternators real good. Your car was broke down and you ain't have no money. You bought that nigga some Wild Irish rolls and he fixed your damn transmission. We all know a nigga like that. We all know somebody in the hood when your car is fucked up. You give a nigga a bottle of fucking Ripple, he'll fix your whole car. You dig? So yeah, that whole reprimanding thing is corny, man. Yeah, those hood hookups, man, we needed those. We needed those hood hookups. Man. Shout out to the Bay. I got to get up there to the Bay, man. I really got to get up there to the Bay. Also, another thing I want to talk about. I put up a story on my Facebook page. Y'all need to follow me on Facebook if you're not following me. On my Facebook page, there was this black lady who's married to a white guy. And this particular black female, she's connected to the Stop Street Harassment campaign. She's connected to the Stop Street Harassment campaign. And fortunately, the majority of black women aren't down with that bullshit. And that's what I respect. Fortunately, the majority of black women have enough sense to not be down with nothing like that because the majority of black women are smart enough to see, okay, this is kind of a hustle that's going to affect all of us. Unfortunately, you have a very small handful of women in the black community, a very small handful, they don't represent too many at all, who will sit up with these suspected white supremacists and literally plot the demise of the black community. And I've always said, any of these females out here who pretend to be black feminists, and this is another one of those females, she's pretending to be a black feminist, and she's not really a feminist, by the way. She's working with Stop Street Harassment. She's with her white husband. And, you know, the Stop Street Harassment is known, and it's just been proven at this point, for targeting black men negatively and biasly. They've been targeting black men. She put out an article complaining that when she is out with her white husband, people think she's a prostitute. And why are people so racist towards her? I'm educated. I have my degree. I have this. I went to this school and I'm out with my white husband and people keep thinking I'm a prostitute. Here's the world's smallest violin that I'm playing. I'm playing the world's smallest violin for your ass. Fuck out of here. See, you think you can cut these little deals and get you a day pass for white supremacy? You sit up knowing that they're plotting against black men and you sitting up here thinking that you're going to be all cozy and secure and then get upset when they turn on you. Now they're treating you like a bedwench because that's exactly what technically they look at a bedwench as, a prostitute. So now they're turning their racism onto you and now you want to cry foul. Wah! That's the little baby inside me crying for you. Wah! Fuck out of here. Zero sympathy from me. Give me the link to the article, family. Somebody please find it for me quickly. I think it was, they put it in the Washington Post or something like that. Please give me the link. She's mad now. She sat up here thinking she's going to get a day pass to be a white supremacist, and now they ended up turning on her. And now you want sympathy. Somebody please put that link up. I'm not people like saying, oh, she's ugly and all. I won't even get into that. That's not my thing. That's whatever. But when are you going to learn? That's it right there. Look up. That's the link right here. That's the link right here. Her name is Maureen Evans Authors. She works in higher education in Columbia. She's a board member for Stop Street Harassment. And that's the interesting thing. For some reason, these people who want to play that bedwench position, they think that they're not going to be judged. They think if they sit up and co-sign stereotypes about black men, those same stereotypes won't be used on them. That's the biggest mistake y'all keep making. The same negative stereotypes they have for brothers, they have the same negative stereotypes for sisters. We're all in the same boat. We ain't cutting no deals. Men or women, because a lot of black men try to do this. They try to cut deals and coon and tap dance, and we see what happens. Oh, she got her wake-up call. See, a lot of them are getting their wake-up call. You think just because you get to lay up with this white dude, and again, if you want to date interracially, knock yourself out. Just because you date interracially, that doesn't make you a bedwench. What makes you a bedwench is if you're dating interracially and now you're trying to turn against other black folks. That makes you a bedwench. Because what they'll try to do, some of these lying trolls, they'll try to say, well, Tariq is saying that black women who date interracially are bedwenches. Nope. Dating interracially does not make you a bedwench. There are a few black women who date interracially and they still have a clear idea of who they are. But you do have people who date interracially, and they will sit up and turn on black folks, black men and women, like it's nothing. What's up, DeMarcus? What's your question, brother? But when you get your wake-up call, don't start running down, hey, black people, they're practicing racism on me. They're not letting me date my white guy and be a bedwench. No, it don't work like that. And then when black folks turn on you, as they should, don't cry foul. See, the thing is, people want to shit on black folks until the white supremacists take a chunk out of their ass. See, that's the problem. And men and women, not just women, because I got on the dudes too now. I talk about these dudes out here cooning. These dudes are cooning up black folks. Y'all ain't shit. You got to pull your pants up. You got to use proper English. And then when the white supremacists take a bite out of your ass, all of a sudden you show up with a kente cloth. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. What should we do as a community? Stop, dude. Stop. Stop. All right, Knight, I'm going to check that out. But again, if you ain't talking about empowering yourself, and we got to start empowering ourselves as melanoid people, we got to start empowering ourselves worldwide. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. That's what we got to start doing. OJ, poor OJ. OJ. That's why black people didn't feel sympathy for OJ. What they did with OJ was scandalous. And that just shows how people use the judicial system to carry out vendettas. It's not about justice. It's about vendettas for the most part. With OJ, he's in jail right now for stealing his own stuff. I've never seen anybody in the history of this country go to jail for somebody steal your stuff, you go get it back, and then you go to jail. I've never seen that happen. They created a brand new law for him just to pay him back. That's how white supremacy works. And they set him up. They set him up from day one. the people were wearing wires. The white dude set him up. They were all working in concert with each other. They set him up, and this fool, if you don't understand white supremacy, dude, you end up like OJ. This dude, you dodged the white supremacy bullet and still let them trick you and lock you down on some bullshit. That's why black people are like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You fell for the okie doke. They set, dude, when the dude came, if a dude came to me, hey, OJ, I can get your stuff back, my red flag would have went up. He did that to himself, man. That's why we're like, dude, if you haven't learned, dude, people, let me explain, brother. White supremacy is not always nigga, mean, nigga. No. They know better than to do that. The white supremacists, they know how to be smoother. They know how to be more cunning. They know how to come to you with a smile on your face. Your game has to be a little crisp to peep it. But OJ is from that generation. There's a lot of black people, when white people smile in his face and people like that, they just melt. It's just like, oh, I feel so warm inside. They like me. They still like me. Because after the trial, many white people said they didn't like me, but there's still white people who like me. So black people's desire to be liked by white supremacists, that's been the biggest downfall of a lot of black folks. That's been the biggest downfall, that wanting to be liked. And nigga, OJ, at least Michael wised up at the end. Michael said, fuck this. I'm going to Bahrain. I'm going to Dubai. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm getting some connections with other countries. Michael wised up. He's like, I'm going to get a black doctor. Unfortunately, he got Conrad Murray's ass. So you got to watch not only the blacks around you, but you got to watch the people around them. You got to watch the people around the blacks you hanging with. Man. Y'all can email me at info@tariqelite.com. But we got to stop falling for the okie doke, family. We got to stop falling for that okie doke. And black folks are like parents on Super Nanny. Well, again, man, we got to see. They use the court system, man, to carry out vendettas. There's a case out here now. And then we're going to, where my writers at? I think I want my writers to write about this and send me the link. I want y'all to, if you're one of my writers or one of my volunteer writers, you can email me at kflex4life, the number 4, kflex4life@yahoo.com. Some of my volunteer writers, I need to write a story about this, and I want y'all to look this up and do research on it, and we'll post it up tomorrow. In San Diego, there's a dude who's a rapper, a black dude. No criminal history, has not committed a crime. And I was talking about this at the lecture yesterday, how the prison industrial complex is set up now. So they're trying to, right now, the game is so rigged for black folks. If you know somebody who did a crime, they're trying to get you on these all-in laws. Last night, if you remember, I keep saying last night, but yesterday, I was talking to brothers and sisters in LA about the gang injunctions, where if you're connected with the gang in any way or whatever, they can still try to charge you with the gang's activities. There's a brother, I think he's in San Diego. He's rapping about guns or whatever. He's just rapping. This nigga's rapping. He's no crime, nothing. He's rapping about a particular gang in San Diego, and he knows some of the people that's in a gang. Now, this guy has done no gang, no crime, nothing. Nothing. The guy has done nothing. They're trying to give this dude a life sentence based on him rapping about a certain gang in San Diego. They're trying to use some type of all-inclusive law, some abstract law that they're trying to use to put this brother in jail based on him rapping about a certain gang that the gang some of the people he don't even know, they committed certain crimes. And he's not involved in any of them. Remember this. He's not involved in none of it. But they're trying to do this guilty by association thing. They tried to get Mac Dre like that. Dude, they make up laws for us because we don't have an economic base to counter and reprimand the politicians. So this is why, man, if we don't get our economic game in order, because now they're trying to figure out how to do it because, again, they're trying to look into the Constitution to see if it's legal. And again, the question should always come up, do black people genuinely have rights? Is the Dred Scott decision still binding? Are we in a country where a black man has no rights, a white man is bound to respect? This is something that we need to put on the table and just get out in the open so we can know where we are. So that all these brothers just can't be funneled in prison for some bullshit arbitrary law that they decide to make up anytime they feel like it. Yeah, it's crazy. They can literally make up laws about you at any given moment. So we do have to think globally. We got to think globally, and it's imperative that we get our money game together. It's imperative that we get our money game together. You're in the military down near Ferguson, and white people at work are talking crazy out of fear. They saying how slavery got things down. I don't get that comment, how slavery got things down. That's the story right there. Oh yeah, and that's the thing, man. They're going to keep making these laws because the prisons are already built. The thing is, black people are not committing crimes like that. Black people are not committing crimes like that. Black people are pretty much, trying to chill out and trying to find something legit to do because we know the traps out there. Now that black crime is actually down, they have to make up crimes now. That's why they got these crazy ass all-in laws. So now if one person commits a crime, that's why they were promoting that knockout game. So if some random nigga hit somebody, if he was with other people that day or at that moment, they want to charge the whole block with this game. That's a whole trick, man. We got to stop falling for the trick, and we got to stop with the coons. When they start co-signing that, you got to out these coons and call these little raggedy coons out who co-sign that. Oh yeah, prisons they got to keep them filled. It's mandatory to keep them filled. Yes, indeed. We still heavy in here. We are still heavy in here. Anyway, family, let me get up out of here. I got some shows to watch, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of shows to watch. We are in here heavy, man. We were in here heavy tonight. All right, let me play some music. We'll keep the music going on Tariq Elite Radio. So y'all don't go nowhere. Wait about 10 to 20 seconds. The show is going to stop. We're going to get the music playing, and you guys just enjoy yourself. Listening to tunes and chopping up game among yourselves, and go to melanoidnation.org, make your donation. Again, I want to chop up game with brothers and sisters on how we can come up with ideas on getting a food and toy drive for the holidays. If you are a business in certain cities and you know of a business in certain cities that we can have the drive-in your city, email me at info@tariqelite.com or email me at kflexforlife. And let's chop up game and let's politic. All right? I'ma holla.